Area 132.
What number are we verifying? Mods, what number are we verifying? Jason's on.
Hey guys, so I'm out here at a shooting call in St. Paul. So we're literally at the townhome complex right behind the BCA. And there's ice out here. Officers are shooting, looking for shell casings. So they started looking back there. And they've been looking all down here for bullet holes and shell casings. Looks like they're more concentrated on that side of the road. To give you an idea, the BCA is literally right over on the other side of that building right there. So this was a shooting call. They collected shell casings. So it looks like they left their business cards on the windshield. I was curious on what they were leaving on the windshields. So it looked like they were over here picking something up. But I'm going to show you how close we are to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension through DPS, Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Oh, it's a little chilly out there tonight, guys. No, the cards aren't for me. Charger cord plugged in here for you guys so you don't die out. We got Watchdog Visual out on patrol. Watchdog News. But I'm gonna take you guys over to show you how close we are to the BCA. Join Discord when I get home. I tried doing Discord. Duluth News Now tried to get me on Discord.
0 Union King William.
Watchdog was out at a chase
Web Arrow 11. 41.
that then went into a foot pursuit. I think they lost him. That's what Watchdog was just out at. So it's only getting busier out here, guys. I mean, I really didn't plan on coming out here tonight. Not gonna lie, gas is getting to be a real thing now. Gas is getting to be a real thing out here, so yeah, I appreciate everyone that tuned in out in Burnsville. I know someone just left the chat. I think it was a student, said they were tied up for like 3 to 4 hours in their class. I know it seems kind of far, but I'm going to show you where the BCA is and where that townhome where the shooting happened. I mean, it's like a block or less than. So this is the BCA in front of us. And that literally is the townhome complex right there in the background. So if that gives you any idea
4469, I'll be out with
how close we were to the BCA with that shooting call, it was literally right there. So when I heard that come out, I had to come out here. So I was a little bit late to it. That's why the officers were pretty much done when I got here cleaning up evidence. But I mean, it just astonishes me that this is happening so close to places. But that neighborhood behind there, I'm sure you guys, if you've been with on the live on patrols on Friday, Saturday nights and stuff, or whenever we go out, we're in that neighborhood back behind there quite a bit. That's the Cub Foods to the left where the Peacekeeper beat up that guy. That's also the Wells Fargo where they're having a lot of robberies happening.
280 Tango. 280 Tango.
And you are very welcome for
Any other
covering the
squads for
school.
Chillicothe DOT? 510. 510. Any other spots?
We have a bunch of officers calling off duty for the night. It was crazy busy on the way here off of Lexington at the Speedway. There was a hit and run driver. In fact, that neighborhood back there is where Brad and I were at last night. Ramsey County's been busy. St. Paul's been busy. I haven't even monitored much else. Because here's why I cover St. Paul. St. Paul should not be this busy. Yeah, you know, honestly, Pamela, I was debating on getting a motorcycle. I just don't know how that's going to do with the wind noise for you guys doing the lives. But motorcycle would be a real thing. I actually have to work later today, because I didn't get the jobs done I needed to do today. I was chatting with Southeast Metro Fire. They actually were going to, or he was going to take the day off. I didn't get a chance to call Twin City Citizen today. How's everyone doing this morning? I got 47 people in here and only 14 thumbs up.
Case number 039-084. 039-084. You're welcome for you.
Yeah, citizens out. You know, that's the thing. We don't get government gas, so. You know, a thumbs up doesn't hurt anyone, doesn't cost you anything. Watching the ad doesn't cost you guys anything, but it truly helps get a little bit of ad revenue generated. So, you know, if you guys can't donate anything and you want to help out, you know, just watch the ad all the way through, or click on it and go into it. That also helps throw a little bit more money. Oh, it looks like Watch Dogs on University right now. Yeah, probably be $5 a gallon tomorrow. Yeah. Well, I'm just increasing my rates too, right? I mean that's how this whole system works, right? When one thing goes up, we just increase prices across the board. I mean, it's sad how it works, but that's inflation.
And near the factory, I'm just up there because she thinks maybe perhaps staring at her building. He recently got out of jail. His name is Emmett Ballard. One full thing about it. 113 Tango House. Yeah, 150.
I was actually gonna try today not to come out, but put video clips together. A video that I got last night. I wasn't live, but I did cover some calls. You're not gonna lie, guys. This has turned into a full-time job.
Copy 12 for you, sir.
What's a baconator? It's not got the one piece like one. That's a fine. That's fine.
I haven't seen you forever. Yeah, we are all addicted. We're all addicted to it. It was hopping here for a while, guys. Seems to slow down. But the goal is just to show you guys what's going on. I do appreciate you guys being here. I went ahead and went live because I thought it was going to be busier than this, but Yeah, definitely shoot me an email. Thanks, and I will drive safe. You got in Michigan. You got Michigan Constitutional Crusader out there. What else? You got the Family Soup. There's state capital, and that's the other thing. This is the capital city. We got ATF here. We got the state capital. We've got BCA. All of them right here. I mean, we've got a lot in this city of law enforcement. Well, you're a mod for me. Ivan, you're I think you're modding for me back with George Floyd protests, right? If I remember right. I'm just looking around to see what's going on because all of a sudden it got super quiet. You're watching the trucker convoy earlier today? Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I wanted to get out here and film it in Minnesota, but we just I just couldn't. It's only so much I can cover. Sadly, I'd like to cover more things that are a lot more uplifting, but we constantly are having a major event. It seems like every day here.
Advise 223 Tanner.
Copy, 57.
Jeff streams a little bit too much for you. Well, you know, that's the cool thing about what we do, right? Each one of our streams, you know, are different, right? And that's what's great about you guys can pick and choose who you want to watch, right?
Admin and the PD assistant.
But definitely, I don't know if I'm going to be going live the rest of this week, unless some major event happens. But definitely, definitely shout out the stream for Friday and Saturday night. I do plan on going out both nights. For Live on Patrol. I don't know about Watchdog, if they'll be out. Obviously, we know Bob will be out. You know, Sheriff's Media. I felt like on my thumbnail I should put the little Live on Patrol, the Ramsey County squad car, and put sponsored by ShotSpotter on there. I don't think Bob's sponsored by Olight anymore. You know, if you guys were watching earlier today, Burnsville High School, I'm just relieved no one was injured in any of that. I did go on Snapchat and look at the maps and look at video from inside the school that students were posting. Not a whole lot, just some kids laying around on like their backpacks and stuff. Otherwise, I would have posted that stuff up. Northern France. Wow, thanks for being here. Good morning to you too. What time is it where you're at? It's about 2:04 a.m. here in Minnesota.
Actually, check for possible DPD 29 Ring Street. 204.
8.99 rice. There's always something on rice. Always got to be something on rice. When there's nothing happening in the city, you just cruise up and down rice.
parking for London Lane and Parkview Lane South, please.
9:05 a.m. Wow. You know, one thing I never realized is how far of a reach, you know, I would be getting and how many people from all over the world would be watching the stream. I look at my analytics from where people were watching from. I mean, it was literally all over the...
Squad 224.
No, you didn't really miss much. I just got to the tail end of a shooting call where they're picking up shell casings at the townhome complex behind the BCA.
Mark for 212, 22339.
But the worldwide audience that I have, I'm just amazed by and very thankful that you guys watch and support the channel. It was really nice to be able to hear what was going on so I could report it to you as it was happening. The scanner's been a huge asset. I don't regret it for 1 minute buying it. I learned a lot the other night on the programming though with the 800 megahertz system. So the scanner I have is an SDS 100 and it is the most purchased and the most returned scanner on the market. It has like when you're programming it with the computer, you have to like program the towers. So you have to program the agency and then you have to program the towers. It's not hard to program. It's hard to learn the software to learn how to program it. Yes, it does. It doesn't do encrypted and it doesn't do what is it? Scrambled. Scrambled and encrypted it does not do. But if you guys are going to get a scanner to listen in your area, I do recommend this one. I did some research on it. I had a lot of people reach out to me on it. And this is the one they recommended. And it's well worth it. It's not cheap, but it's well worth it. Yes, the cop just did that. He turned on his lights to go through the light and then turned them back off.
Delta Lima Sierra 011, Maryland and Jesse.
Copy, Maryland and Jesse at 209.
And then he's stopping at this green light. More likely, he's going to the same call we're going to. Not sure where this cop is going, but we'll find out. I think he's just searching the area. So that is the same cop that just turned their lights on to blow through the light. So one cop went behind me, and the other cop that ran that light is going back down south on Rice. So let's guess we're just gonna go back south on Rice. I don't remember what the call was here on Rice. Guy was walking down the middle of the road. You know, Capital Transparency told me that's kind of the thing you do when you're in St. Paul. You just walk down the middle of the road, especially on Rice. Well, that cop's going straight, and that goes wraps around the Capitol, and it's got to be the worst road I think I've been on yet. It's going around the state capitol.
With a white Ford F-150. It's like a temporary tag, I can't read it. Pulling to the Roseville Speedway, 2380 Cairo D. David. Right.
Roseville Speedway. That's awesome. There's like 3 of them. Only one of them's open. That's 15 miles away. It's too far for a traffic stop. Oh, sorry. Never know what those can turn into.
Remember the 11 before?
Well, it has gotten quiet out here. It was pretty busy earlier. They had perimeters set up, people running from cops, shootings, at least one shooting. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there are some cops that do that. What time? I started like at 1:30, so I've only been live for about 43 minutes. But keep in mind, I was out at Burnsville High School earlier today. We covered that. Yeah, the civil rights attorney in West Virginia, actually the civil rights attorney on YouTube, he's great. He got, his client and him kind of got screwed by the FBI. You know, a lot of these small town sheriff's departments and police departments think they can do whatever they want and get away with it because no one checks them. I mean, if you guys seen my live on Dodge County when I went out there to cover a hostage, well, not a hostage, but a barricaded suspect, you know, they just basically told me that I was like a 2-year-old needed to be in the press corral area, and that doesn't work that way. And then came back and just seized my 2 cell phones and a camera because they wanted me to leave the area, and then gave me 2 tickets for obstruction of justice, and then obstruction of legal process, and then failure to obey. When I went back to go get my property, that they apparently never even attempted to retrieve a search warrant. It was interesting. It's interesting how some people think they can do whatever they want. What do I do for work? I do contracting.
220.
It is snowing. It's kind of flurrying out right now. That is true. There's no accountability, but there will be accountability in Dodge.
Wait, hang up.
Yeah, on spring break, I had a buddy, and they used to go, so here in Minnesota, they used to go out to Colorado to go skiing and snowboarding, and I'm like, I never understood that. On spring break, my feeling is you should go somewhere warm to get ready for what's about to happen here.
Facility said he was going to kill himself with a knife, and he has a knife. Sounds like it is a steak knife. He advised this is same party who called earlier and said he was hallucinating and seeing people in his driveway. He did not answer the door when we arrived.
Well,
Copy.
yeah.
One thing. Got off his phone with that mail. He's claiming that he just wants a ride to get out of town.
Well, there you go. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there's apparently mail in.
Copy. He is saying he wants an ambulance now.
So they have a mentally disturbed person. Okay, I don't even know what.
You still want to keep medics going? Negative 45.
Yeah, so earlier today, this caller stated that he had seen people in his driveway. When PD responded, he didn't open the door for him. Now he's threatening suicide, then he's not, and he wants to ride somewhere, and now he wants an ambulance, so yeah. Not the best way to get an ambulance to come to you, I'm just saying. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna, we're at University in Snelling, and it's pretty much dead, so I'm gonna call this one. It sounded like it was gonna get real bit. Well, it was real busy earlier. Daylight savings time starts this weekend. That's awesome. I haven't even had enough time to pay attention. Spring is coming eventually at some point in time. If it's like last year, we went straight from winter to summer. That's kind of seems how our seasons have been going. We skipped right over spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night was super crazy. I got video footage. I was out last night and I didn't go live, but I got some still footage. So I'll probably put that together, edit a video, and then get that put together so you guys can see what happened last night. But I mean, yeah, last night was pretty busy. Rob with Watchdog was out last night live. I kind of scared him because I was following him. If you guys are watching Watchdog, but yeah, I'm beat. I got too many jobs that I haven't got to because of this, so I'm gonna have to get back to working so I can pay for gas. I don't know, I might have to pull like a second mortgage. Way prices are going. We'll probably just head down here a little bit and then I'll cut it, let you guys talk to each other and chat. I really appreciate all you guys here.
You log off that deal too.
But Friday, I'm super tired. For sure Friday, I will be out Friday night. And for sure, well, not for sure, but probably Saturday night. I have a hard time committing to these things because I don't have, it's not easy for me to do it's like you can't predict when things are going to happen in the daytime, and then I'll be busy all day doing this and then try to get back on.
So for an open line, people yelling and screaming in the background. another person yelling to open the door, then another female in the background say, call the police, and then the line disconnected. No history with this number.
Roger, 4 copies.
Which one? Go ahead.
Clear GOA was 113 Tango and 650 the setting.
So I tried to do I did fill out the ride-along form
Okay,
with,
Central Tango 113 Tango, see the both at 1622 Tom Avenue, and check for an AOA Fort County.
I did fill out the ride-along. I've asked Bob numerous times. I've made numerous phone calls, numerous requests
227.
To do ride-alongs with Bob. Bob just, there's a way to refuse without actually refusing, and the way to refuse to do that is by, never responding back, right? And that's the problem with Pat and Bob. I mean, I've been trying to do an interview with Bob for over a year now, and to be honest with you, it started with how the city council was being the city council with St. Paul, and then the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners were, and that's what I really wanted to find out, but he just refuses over and over and over again.
X-ray, walking around
He just won't do it.
Tango 117.
I've met with Bob after the parade over at the steakhouse he went to.
And 110, do you copy your
And
back up
it's
to a few moments out? I copy, he just sees the alley door.
so with that, I've explained to him and Pat.
What's OT? Can we approve legal?
Sorry, that burger's so fucking good.
One of them.
But explain to him that we're both two different people, and if cops don't want to be lumped together with one bad cop isn't the whole department, or one bad cop like Chauvin isn't all cops, then they shouldn't lump me together as someone they don't like. I've been nothing but respectful to Bob. I've been nothing but kind, and I get that. But Bob also runs every time I show up on a scene and Bob's there, right? So I don't know why Bob does that unless he's got something to hide. And you have to remember, Bob knows who I am. Bob knows who Capital is. So, at the end of the day, there's no excuse for what he's not allowing the interview to happen or the ride along to happen. At the end of the day, he's a government official. At the end of the day, he's an elected official, and he should want to talk to independent journalism. He talks about it all the time. In fact, on one of his live streams, he was behind us, and he was saying good things about us. And then a couple weeks later, on New Year's Eve, he seen us out there, and he pulled Jim Moody, which was his administrative assistant, over, and right before they cut off or muted for transparency, said that we weren't to be trusted. And then when Capital, confronted him on it, he said that, to be clear, Capital said, why does he feel that he's untrustworthy? And Bob clarified that It wasn't that we were untrustworthy, we were not to be trusted, because there's a huge difference, right? So there's that. I don't know. That's a question that you could email Bob at the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department and ask him. I believe that everyone should be able to be open to criticism. I know I am. I encourage people to criticize me as long as it's constructive. You know, obviously, if you just tell me that I'm a worthless human being, there's not much I can do with that. But if there's constructive things, like I know that one time someone messaged me and said, we were looking for a missing child that was taken in a carjacking in Minneapolis, Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park area. And someone left a message saying that I should pay more attention to driving, just so I don't hit anyone. And I responded that that's very constructive criticism, and I can't be mad at that, right? If I ask for it, I need to be accepting of it. So I do always welcome the constructive criticism. I appreciate it every time you give me constructive criticism. I even had a conversation, I think it was Oakdale. I was out at a standoff, and one of the Washington County deputies, kind of a jerk off to me, got a state trooper to escort me out of the area that there was none. There was nothing set up. And the trooper identified himself as badge right here, name right here. And I told him that I was going to call up Lieutenant Shank and talk to Lieutenant Shank, which is State Patrol. And, by the time I even called him, that trooper already told his lieutenant and made sure, explained that he made a mistake and, screwed up, and he's not going to do it again. And that's what Lieutenant Shank called me back about and told me. I said, it's good enough for me. And Lieutenant Shank said that, the trooper said you were kind of, rude to him and gave him a hard time, which was talking about me. And I said, well, you got, he has my number, and if any of his troopers ever have an issue with me, he can call me and address it with me. I mean, not above reproach, Sometimes emotions and tempers get the best of everybody, and that's not what I want. We all are out here in the street together. We might not like each other, but we should at least respect each other. Well, that's the thing. I can have valid points to bring up to Bob, and he doesn't have to answer them. And, sadly, as a lot of you guys can vote for Bob, lives in Ramsey County. I'm sure a lot of people watch from Ramsey County, and they probably have questions for him. They can have me ask him. He's not going to stop seeing me on calls. He's not going to stop seeing me on the street. It's going to happen, and when I see him, I'm going to question him. I'm not going away, and I don't think Bob's going away. So we either can have respectful dialogue, or we can do it in the office, at a park, doing a ride-along, however he wants to do that. I mean, I've got an interview coming up with Jai Hansen sometime. We've talked, we just haven't hammered out the times yet, and he's running for sheriff of Hennepin County. I have an interview that I have to get the video put together for an interview I did with an officer in Coon Rapids. I know the chief up there. I've spoke to him quite a bit. I got me and Rowdy podcast went out and did an interview with Scott, which is the chief of police of Minnetonka. They work for the community, and in a different way I work for the community. But how long do I keep pushing it with Bob? How long do I keep trying to get this interview when he's sat down with multiple other news agencies and reporters. Where does it become disrespectful to me to not interview with me? And not just me, but his constituents, you know, the people that vote him into office. You know, as an elected official, you have to expect hard questions. You know, if he's, I'm getting ready to do a video on ShotSpotter. I thought it was a great idea until 5 seconds of Capital Transparency doing research on ShotSpotter and finding out how flawed ShotSpotter is, how much money ShotSpotter costs. The cons outweigh the pros of ShotSpotter. I mean, do you think that it's a well-spent system when it can you can't use the data in court? It doesn't actually work as good as it's being portrayed. I mean, these are all questions that, you know, maybe Bob doesn't know all the facts about it. Just sit down and have a conversation. You know, when you're running for office anywhere, it's illegal to bribe for votes by handing out things. So, from which direction am I going? I'm back in Hennepin County. I'm actually heading towards Quick Trip right now to get some soup, because Wednesdays are soup days at Quick Trip. And if you're in the upper Midwest, it's Quick Trip with a KW. If you're in it's different than the Quick Trip in the South where it's with a Q. And they have super good soup there that I like. Well, so the thing is with ShotSpotter is the microphones can actually hear you talking. Broken Windows Works on Twitter actually posts the audio of ShotSpotter. The data can be manipulated for agencies, so there's that. Oh, we're gonna get a traffic stop. Maybe. Is that a BMW that the trooper was just going after? Yep, sure is. So you guys are going to be able to see the traffic stop. Unfortunately, I can't pull over to film it because it is on the interstate. The trooper's going around passenger side of that car, but that was interesting. I don't know how you don't know the trooper was behind you when you're driving like that, but MJ, thank you for being here. Good morning. But anyway, enough about Bob. You know, what's the best quick trip soup? So now here's the thing, Pamela. I usually try to go off facts, but you know, I like them all. I like their chicken noodle soup. The broccoli and cheddar cheese is good. I mean, the thing about Quick Trip is I haven't come across any of their food that isn't good. And I know that's kind of a tough political answer, I guess a lot of people would say, but honestly, all their stuff is good. You can even buy it by the bag. Yeah, that's the thing. All their stuff is good there. I mean, even their pizza's not bad. I mean, again, it's where do you put the bar? It's a gas station, right? So if you compare it to like gas station food, all their stuff is like amazing. But if you compare it to like, home cooked, well, see, that Quick Trip is the southern Quick Trip, which is different than the Quick Trip up here in the north. I've ate at that Quick Trip too. Yeah, see, all their stuff is good, right? Like, you can't have not good food there, I think. Is there a new one in North St. Paul? I didn't know that. So we are all in encrypted radio area right now. So all this area is encrypted and we can't hear anything. There was that standoff right back there to the left. I don't know, in Minnetonka, if you guys caught that video when I went live. Super cold that night. But yeah, it's but my opinion can be different from someone else's opinion, so what one person like, another person might not like. Still kind of spitting some snowflakes out here. We're gonna be cold the next few days, below freezing, but I believe we're gonna warm up. Every elderly person in North St. Paul is going there. But yeah, guys, no, I appreciate you being here. It's super early in the morning. I'm gonna try and actually get some sleep tonight. You're kidding. You're kidding, but there's probably some truth in that joke. Yeah, their icy machine where they make frozen coffees and fruit drinks are pretty good too. Kind of on the expensive side, but I don't know. I think it's worth the money. But I'm heading to the one in Plymouth. Oh, and the quart in the freezer? Yeah, no, I haven't had that one yet. So we've seen a bunch of MnDOT trucks out here lately, so. But yeah, I appreciate you jumping on, taking a ride with me. I know Brad and Rob are working out some technical difficulties on their side with different camera views and angles and stuff. I primarily just stream to YouTube because I use the YouTube app, which is pretty bulletproof. I mean, everything in technology has hiccups. Yeah, definitely getting some coffee. You're gonna miss Minnesota. Where you moving? Where you going to? Well, you know, I've lived in other states, and each state has its own thing. So, like, I got Florida. Yeah. So when I lived in Florida, God, you know, Florida's Florida's kind of inexpensive and expensive all at the same time, right? So, and it's very flat. So, well, you have limitations in Florida too. I mean, every state's kind of weird, depending on where you are in Florida. But, you know, you got the armed fishermen down there. You got Big Nick, South Florida, Acura Amanda. Those are the auditors that I can think of offhand. But it's very flat. I pretty much just went to Walmart, bought that snorkel kit with the fins, and I get off work and just go out. I went out swimming in the ocean every day after work. I mean, it was cool for the first, I don't know, few weeks, but after that it gets a little boring. If you're into parties and clubs, they're all over down there too. Yeah, if you take a lot, actually, so I've got footage. That was like my second or third video I ever did over at the workhouse by the Hennepin County Jail there. Tennessee is gorgeous. Yeah, we were talking about Tennessee the other night. The Chattanooga Aquarium, I've been there. If you like butterflies, I got an awesome butterfly exhibit, at least when I was there. If you enjoy swimming in the beach, that, you know, that is the place to do it. The water's super warm. It's like 80, 85, I think. You can actually Google it. I was on the ocean side, Miami area. Super beautiful, super gorgeous, but very flat. That's what kind of killed me. Tennessee's nice because you got the mountains. Yeah, no, it's every state has its pros and cons, right? There's not a lot of beaches in Tennessee. Use the butterfly emoji. Yeah, you know, if you get a chance to hit the was it the Chattanooga aquarium, it is a pretty cool place. He's your butterfly. Hey, you know, that's your guys' thing. So I used to drive a lot from Minneapolis to Atlanta. It's a long drive. Kentucky, yeah. No, I haven't been to Kentucky. I think I went through a little portion of Kentucky from, it's like Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee area heading down to Atlanta. But yeah, I don't know if they still have the butterfly exhibit, but it's, I mean, I didn't know there was that many different kinds of butterflies. I took my friend's kids, her and her kids there one day. And it wasn't too far from Atlanta. It was super cool to go experience all that. They have a lot of different stuff there. Hey JJ, you love Colorado? Haven't been out to Colorado yet. Well, you know, the thing is, I always tell people, go where you want to. Take a chance and move. You know, it's cool to experience different things in different areas. And there's beautiful places all over, right? Minnesota has a lot of gorgeous areas. Sometimes the cold weather isn't for everyone. And then some people love it, right? So again, it's just based on your experience. I grew up here, you know, so I'm used to it. I'm used to the violent weather changes. It's hard to leave home. It is, but home is where you make it. You swear that grass in Arizona looks like AstroTurf? Well, Atlanta is, it probably is AstroTurf. Atlanta's kind of the same way. Their grass is completely different. There, you know, in the South, it's, I don't even remember what it's called. It's Bermuda. It's super, it's basically what we consider crabgrass up here. And it is literally the hardest, most prickly, hardiest grass ever. You know, you walk on it barefooted, and if you're not used to walking barefoot, that stuff will stab you in your foot. You can drive on it, it doesn't kill you. On the flip side, in Minnesota, you know, we have weeds and we have soft grass, and our grass, you can step on it barefoot, roll around on it. But if you stand on it too long in one spot, you'll probably kill it a little bit. So there's just fun things. You know, it's just fun to experience all those things. He's not willing to move here. Well, you know, you two have to figure that one out. I'm not one to give relationship advice. Arizona, I thought they pretty much do a lot of rock out there. Well, you know, when you start talking about red and blue states, you talk about cognitive dissonance, and, you know, you start picking sides, and that's what leads to a divide. We also had Jesse Ventura as governor, and he wasn't red or blue. You know, and if he's hung up on the red and the blue, just look at our map and our county voting sections. You know, major metropolitan areas of Minnesota is blue, and the rest of the state's red. And if you look at some of the blue states actually have some more freedoms, more so than red states. There's, was it Tommy Lauren? She's in Tennessee and moved from California, and a lot of tyrannical things in Tennessee that people don't talk about. When you start going down south, you talk about the good old boy system. You know, there's you know, get a chance to vote for Jesse. Well, and again, you know, that's the thing. It's libertarian. Yeah, we have a libertarian party. We have an independence party. We have a Republican Party. We have, Minnesota, we have the DFL Party, Democratic Farm Labor Party. Again, they put the farm labor in there to get the farmers and the laborers to vote for them. At the end of the day, it's politicians. Well, that's one thing I'm going to start doing. I'm glad you said that. You didn't, knowing the politicians. It's hard, and that's why I'm going to go do an interview with Jai Hansen for sheriff of Hennepin County. But here's the thing to think about: like, there's a big check and balance, right? So you have term limits are a real thing, and I do agree with you. With Jai, he's for transparency. He's not political. He's not running Republican or Democrat as sheriff. Here's the thing. He, as law enforcement, they only can do so much, right? So you have law enforcement, you have county prosecutors, and you have judges. And each one of those are set up for a check and balance. And our judges and our county attorneys are not doing their job. Term limits are imperative. It keeps, career politicians that are so far out of touch rotating through office, and it's not a bad thing. It's a real good thing, and that's something that we have the power to change. If you don't want to follow federal elections, start following local elections. The more local you get, that's where it's going to change, right? And that's what I try to keep telling people all the time. Local, local, local. Make sure you know your local politicians. So anyway, guys, it is almost 3 o'clock. I am super tired. I'm gonna go get my soup. Hopefully, they're kind of short-staffed. The new norm, I guess, is what we call it in here. So hopefully they have my soup ready. I did talk to them. I called in ahead of time, so hopefully they got it ready in there and I can go get my soup. I appreciate everyone being here. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. The more we get this out to people in the videos. I don't usually sit on here and talk to you guys a whole lot. Usually I let you guys, the chat, take care of itself. Summer, that's why I have you as a mod. That's why I have all these mods in here. Pamela, I think you're still in here. A lot of you guys I have as mods to take care of the chat, because usually I'm so deeply involved in whatever we're filming, if it's bullets flying past us, if it's, listening to radio traffic to relay to you guys, if it's me checking multiple other streams and info, usually I let you guys kind of take care of it for me. So I got to go check on the kittens, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much. You guys be safe. Make sure you're, watching the road instead of asking your passenger to tell you directions. Hey, Vince is in here. If you haven't checked out Vince's streams, he's covering Travis Hines, and what's happening to Travis Hines is just unbelievable. Just a regular guy that's out there trying to live his life independently and do his things, and he gets screwed so many times. In fact, I called some of the police departments that he got messed with here in Minnesota, because it really pissed me off how they treated him. And they can screw with him, but they can't screw with me like that. So thanks, Pamela. And again, thanks, Vince, for putting that out there. And I love the video that Vince did of me. I didn't expect that. Good night, everyone here. And wait for the next one, and you never know when I go live what it's going to be. I appreciate all the thumbs up. You guys have a great night. Jason with Minnesota News Now out.